Chosen one, if you are watching this, it is not by accident. Your life has been anything but ordinary, and deep down, you have always felt different. You have walked a path that others cannot understand. You have endured pain that most people will never experience. But there is a reason for all of it. Your struggles were never random. Every loss, every setback, and every moment of isolation was shaping you for something greater. The world has tried to break you, but God was using every difficulty to build you. If you have ever felt abandoned, if you have ever questioned why life seems harder for you than for others, then listen closely. The answers you seek are already within you. God has set you apart. You were never meant to fit into this world. You were meant to stand out, to walk a path that only the chosen ones can walk. And while this journey has been painful, know this: your suffering has not been wasted. Your transformation is happening, even if you can't see it yet. What has been taken from you is about to be restored in ways you never imagined. God is shifting things in your favor. The world may have counted you out, but God has counted you in. This is your confirmation. Your life is changing, your pain is turning into power, and your destiny is unfolding right now. The question is, are you ready to receive what has always been meant for you? It may feel like your life has been one long season of loss. You've lost friends, relationships, jobs, opportunities, even parts of yourself. It's as if everything that once gave you comfort has been stripped away. You have cried, you have questioned, and you have wondered why God allowed so much to be taken from you. But here's the truth. Nothing was lost. It was all part of the plan. God didn't take things away to hurt you. He removed what was blocking your true path. The people who left, they couldn't go where you're going. The opportunities that disappeared, they weren't aligned with your destiny. The struggles you faced, they were strengthening you for the blessings ahead. Everything you thought you lost was actually a divine setup. God was clearing the way for something greater. But when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to see. It's easy to feel abandoned, to wonder if you are being punished. But listen carefully. God never takes without the intention to give back more. What you lost is nothing compared to what is coming. This is the test of the chosen ones. You must go through the breaking before you step into the breakthrough. You must release the old before God brings in the new. And the moment you stop seeing loss as a punishment and start seeing it as preparation, everything shifts. You are not being left behind. You are being positioned for the greatest transformation of your life. The question is, can you trust God even when it doesn't make sense? Can you believe that the losses were actually gains in disguise? Because the moment you do, you will begin to see that everything is working in your favor. If you have ever felt like an outcast, if you have ever struggled to find your place, know this: you were not rejected, you were redirected. The chosen ones are always set apart. From an early age, you may have noticed that you didn't fit in. You saw the world differently. You felt things more deeply. You had a wisdom that others couldn't understand. And because of this, the world pushed you away. Maybe your own family misunderstood you. Maybe your friends turned against you. Maybe you walked into spaces where you were supposed to belong. But instead, you felt like an outsider. This is the path of the chosen. It is not a mistake. It is a divine calling. God isolates his chosen ones because he is preparing them for something greater. You see, if you were surrounded by distractions, by noise, by people who didn't value you, you would never hear his voice clearly. So, he removes you. He separates you. He takes you into a season of isolation so that he can build you without interference. This is not a punishment. It is protection. The people who rejected you were never meant to walk this journey with you. If they had stayed, they would have only delayed your purpose. Some of them would have betrayed you. Some of them would have poisoned your spirit with doubt. So, God allowed them to leave. You may have felt abandoned, but what if I told you that isolation was actually your initiation? Every chosen one must go through this phase. Moses had to leave the palace and wander the desert before he could lead his people. Joseph was thrown into a pit and sold into slavery before he could rise to power. Even Jesus spent 40 days in isolation before stepping into his mission. You are no different. Your season of rejection was necessary. It stripped away the illusions. It forced you to rely on God and not on the approval of people. It made you stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aware. The very thing that was meant to break you actually built you. Now, you are stepping into the next phase. The season of isolation is coming to an end. The people who left will see what God is about to do in your life. The opportunities that disappeared will be replaced by something greater. Everything that once made you feel like an outsider is about to become the very reason you succeed. You were set apart for a reason. The rejection was a setup for your elevation. The loneliness was training for your leadership. The pain was the preparation for your power. Now it is time to walk boldly into your destiny, knowing that you were never truly alone. God was with you the entire time. And now, He is about to reveal the reason behind every tear, every loss, and every hardship. Are you ready for what's next? Because the breakthrough is closer than you think. Everything that was taken from you was never truly lost. It was God's way of protecting you. At the time, it may have felt like betrayal. It may have looked like rejection. It may have seemed like everything was falling apart. But what if I told you that it was actually falling into place? God does not remove things from your life without a reason. When you pray for blessings, He does not just give you more. He first clears away what is blocking them. The friendships that ended. They weren't meant to stay. The job that slipped through your fingers. It wasn't aligned with your destiny. The doors that never opened. They were never meant for you. Sometimes we cry over things that God was saving us from. We beg for relationships that were secretly draining us. We chase after opportunities that would have led us away from our true calling. And when God removes them, we feel abandoned. But the truth is, we were never being punished. We were being protected. Think of a child reaching for something dangerous. The parent quickly takes it away, not because they want to hurt the child, but because they see the hidden danger. God does the same with us. He sees the harm we cannot see. He hears conversations we will never hear. He knows the true intentions of the people around us. And because He loves us, He removes anything that threatens our destiny. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and thank God for every closed door. You will realize that what you thought was a loss was actually a rescue. You will see that every no was leading you to a greater yes. And when that moment comes, you will be grateful for every unanswered prayer, every unexpected ending, and every painful goodbye. Trust that God's protection sometimes looks like rejection. Trust that His plan is better than yours. And most of all, trust that what is meant for you will never require you to beg, chase, or suffer. What is truly yours will come easily, effortlessly, and in divine timing. Your future is not behind you, it is ahead of you. And what's coming is so much greater than what was lost. Struggles are never easy, but they are always necessary. You do not become strong without resistance. You do not gain wisdom without pain. And you do not step into blessings without first being tested. God does not give great responsibility to those who are unprepared. If you are chosen, you will be tested. You will go through storms that force you to grow. You will face challenges that reveal your strength. You will endure hardships that prepare you for the life you were meant to live. Think of gold. Before it shines, it must go through fire. Before it becomes valuable, it must be refined. The same is true for you. Your struggles are not meant to break you. They are meant to refine you, shape you, and make you unshakable. Every setback has been a lesson. Every delay has been divine timing. Every hardship has been training for your purpose. The relationships that failed, they taught you who you really are. The times when money was tight, they taught you to rely on God. The moments when you felt lost, they pushed you closer to Him. Without struggle, there is no transformation. Without pain, there is no growth. And without trials, there are no triumphs. The very thing that made you cry yesterday will be the reason you smile tomorrow. The nights you spent worrying will be replaced with days of abundance. The battles you fought in secret will become the victories you celebrate in public. Your struggles were never meant to destroy you. They were meant to build you into the person who can handle the blessings that are coming. And now, you are stepping into a season where you will understand why you had to go through it all. The pain was temporary, but the growth is permanent. The struggle was hard, but the reward will be greater. Hold on, because the best is yet to come. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when everything starts to shift. The pain that once held you down suddenly begins to lift. The struggles that once felt endless start to fade away. The energy around you changes and you begin to feel something new. Peace, clarity, and a sense that something greater is on the way. That moment is now. God has seen everything you have endured. He has counted every tear, heard every prayer, and watched as you held on to faith even when things made no sense. And because you remained faithful, your season of struggle is coming to an end. The pain you carried for so long is about to be transformed into power. People who doubted you will start to wonder how you are rising so quickly. The ones who left you behind will see you succeed beyond their imagination. The opportunities that once felt impossible will suddenly appear in front of you. This is not luck. This is not coincidence. This is divine timing. Everything is shifting. Where there was lack, there will be abundance. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was pain, there will be joy. The same situations that once made you feel powerless will now serve as proof of your strength. You are no longer fighting to survive. You are stepping into a season where things will come to you effortlessly. Doors will open that you never even knocked on. Opportunities will find you without you chasing them. People will be drawn to your light, and blessings will flow into your life like never before. You have done the work. You have endured the test. And now it is time to receive the reward. The shift is happening, and your new life is beginning. God is not finished with you. He is just getting started. One of the hardest lessons a chosen one must learn is patience. We live in a world that teaches us to rush, to chase, and to force things to happen. But when you are chosen by God, your blessings do not come through human effort. They come through divine timing. You may have wondered why your prayers weren't answered immediately. You may have questioned why others seem to succeed effortlessly while you struggle. But God does not operate on human time. His timing is perfect, even when it feels slow. When you trust in divine timing, you shift your mindset from frustration to faith. You stop asking, "When will it happen?" and start saying, "I know it will happen at the right time." You stop doubting and start preparing. You move from a place of worry to a place of expectation. Think about the seasons. A farmer does not plant a seed and expect to harvest the next day. There is a process. First, the seed is buried in darkness. It seems like nothing is happening. But underground, it is growing roots, and at the right time, it breaks through the soil and grows into something powerful. Your life is the same. You have been planted, not buried. You have been growing in places no one can see. And when the time is right, everything will come together. The job, the relationship, the opportunity, the breakthrough, it is all being aligned for you. When you shift your mindset and trust God's timing, you no longer live in anxiety. You stop forcing things that are not meant for you. You stop chasing after people who do not value you. You stop feeling like you are behind, because you know everything is coming at exactly the right moment. The waiting season is not wasted. It is preparation. And when your time comes, nothing will be able to stop it. When life feels unfair, gratitude is the key that unlocks peace. It is easy to be thankful when things are going well. But true spiritual growth comes when you can give thanks even in the struggle. Gratitude shifts your energy. It moves your focus from what is missing to what is present. It reminds you that, even in your hardest moments, there is still something to be thankful for. You may have lost people, but you gained wisdom. You may have faced rejection, but you received redirection. You may have gone through hardship, but you are still standing. These are things to be grateful for. When you practice gratitude, you open yourself to receive more blessings. The universe responds to a grateful heart. When you thank God for what you have, He gives you more. When you focus on what is good, you attract even more goodness. Instead of asking, "Why me?" start saying, "Thank you. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the strength. Thank you for protecting me from things I did not see. Thank you for every challenge that made me wiser." Gratitude does not mean ignoring your struggles. It means choosing to see the bigger picture. It means trusting that every challenge is part of your growth. It means knowing that your best days are ahead of you, not behind you. Even when things seem unfair, find one thing to be grateful for every day, and watch how your entire life begins to change. When you start to rise, not everyone will celebrate you. Some will question you, some will doubt you, and some will even mock you. But remember this: no one can stop what God has planned for you. People who do not understand your calling will always have something to say. They will wonder why you are different. They will try to make you doubt yourself. They will remind you of your past and tell you that you are not worthy of success. But their words do not define your future. Think of Joseph in the Bible. His own brothers mocked him when he shared his dreams. They threw him into a pit, thinking they had destroyed him. But God had a bigger plan. The very ones who tried to bring him down later had to watch as he rose to a position of power. Your life will be the same. Those who doubted you will see your success. Those who mocked you will witness your blessings. And when that happens, do not seek revenge. Do not waste time proving yourself to people who never believed in you. Instead, rise above. Keep your focus on your purpose. Do not let negativity distract you. What God has for you cannot be stopped by human opinions. Keep moving forward, knowing that you are chosen for something greater. The higher you rise, the more resistance you will face. But do not be afraid. Keep walking in faith, knowing that God is preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies. You have walked through the fire. You have faced loss, rejection, and hardship. But now, your season of restoration has arrived. Everything that was taken from you is about to be restored. God does not allow suffering without purpose. He does not let His chosen ones struggle forever. There comes a time when the struggle ends and the blessings begin. That time is now. The opportunities you thought were gone forever, they are coming back in ways you never imagined. The relationships that ended, God is bringing new, healthier connections into your life. The financial struggles, you are stepping into abundance. Restoration does not mean going back to what was. It means receiving something better. It means stepping into a life that was always meant for you. It means seeing everything finally come together. You will look back on this season and realize that every tear, Every setback and every disappointment was leading you to this moment. Your faith has been tested. And now, your reward is here. This is your time. The doors are opening. The blessings are coming. And what was once lost is being returned to you, multiplied beyond measure. Chosen one, you were never forgotten. Every struggle you faced was part of a greater plan. You have been tested, refined, and prepared for something extraordinary. Now, it is time to step into your destiny. It is time to claim the blessings that have been waiting for you. It is time to walk in the confidence of knowing that God has always been working on your behalf. Do not fear what is ahead. Do not doubt what is unfolding. Everything you have been through was leading to this moment. You are chosen. You are protected. And now, you are stepping into the life that was always meant for you. This is only the beginning. The best is yet to come.